Hey there, it's Archangel. This is the first episode of a new series called Small World SMP. It is an SMP based off of Grian's life series. Um, if you don't know the general rules of that, everybody has three lives. On their first life, they are green, and they are friendly towards players. On their second life, they are yellow, and they are still friendly towards players. And when you are on your last life or your red life, your goal changes, and instead of being friends with everybody that you can, you have to try to kill people. If you take a life as a red name, you will get bumped back up to yellow, which means you pretty much gained the life that you just took. Um, and there is something called the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman's job is they are a green or yellow name who is chosen to kill a player. It can be any player, it doesn't matter who, it's just their job to kill a player. Um, and the reason why you're watching me half an hour into the session mining is because I screwed up and didn't have any audio the entire time. I had game audio and I had other people's mics, but not mine. Unfortunately, I didn't save. So, um, unfortunately for this episode, a lot of me talking to people is probably gonna be cut out. And if not, I will probably just add a little bit of context to what's going on. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna leave links to other members. I'm gonna leave links to my friends, like my team, and their YouTubes for the people who are uploading, and as well as Grian's original Third Life playlist, so that after you watch this video, because please stick around to the very end, it really helps the YouTube algorithm decide whether to push my content to other people or not. If you click off of a video before you finish it, then it says to YouTube that you didn't like the content you were watching, and not to push it out to other people as well. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, for giving me a chance. So please watch to the very end, and then go watch Grian's life series, because it is a work of art that we wish to, on some level, share with other people through our own perspectives and stuff. So yeah, definitely heavily inspired, but yeah. As you can see right there, a green name killed another green name. 6 feet under, was the Boogeyman. So yeah, that's really rough for Sponge, because Sponge trusted Six and was now murdered because of it, which is really rough. So yeah, I'm gonna cut a little bit forwards now because stuff is going on, and you don't want to watch me swim in mine and talk to people and you can't hear me. So thank you. Hi, editing Archangel here. So after reviewing some of the footage, not only can you not hear my mic, you can't hear anybody else's either. So a quick recap of what's happened so far. Somebody named Parendix has lost both their first and second life, so we already have a red on the server. So that's always scary. You'll see a little bit of Parendix later, as we kind of become rivals. So yeah. Parendix is definitely an interesting character on the server. So yeah. Right now I'm looking for people and getting food, because food is super important in the series. Because it's a hard mode, Jesus. So you can starve to death, which is terrifying. And as you can see here, there's a phallic object in a small hole, and I fell, and I died. So I'm now on my yellow life. And Gemma was slayed by a Parendix. So, yeah. I'm now on my yellow life. Which means technically nothing for me has really changed, besides the fact that I'm down a life. And you can now see me talking to Gem and the other people, and you can't hear either me or them, because, well, none of the mic audio I picked up. Not mine, not other people's for my recording, nothing. So, yeah, always fun when your audio doesn't really pick up. So, yeah. The fortunate thing about this session is that I did just spend a lot of time mining, so yeah, that's always good when you're having audio issues, because you can just cut out tons and tons of that, because who really wants to sit there and watch someone mine for like an hour? Oh yeah, more rule information. There's no rule on enchanting. If you've watched Korean's live series, you know that they can only have level 1, 2, and 3 enchants. And we can't wear helmets, but we can wear mob and player heads. We have data packs that give us more mob and player heads. Look at this genius idea for how I decide to get down and get my stuff, because I have like at this point like 3 minutes until my stuff despawns. So yeah. I was very distraught by this death, because my only goal for this session was to not die. But I've already cut out a whole bunch of like mining stuff, and I have a good amount of diamonds actually, and diamond tools and full iron armor. I almost died here. The skeleton got me down to 1.5 hearts. If he would have hit me again, I would have died. So the only problem with this is that the rest of my armor is down there, and my tools, and my obsidian for an enchanter. So I really want to get that stuff back, which is why I do what I'm about to do now. And it almost doesn't work out very well for me, because there's lots of mobs down there, and yeah. So sorry, I'm watching this as I'm voicing it over, so this is stressing me out all over again. So if you haven't seen my content before, I'm a small YouTuber. I make Minecraft and Overwatch related content, and I've done a series like this before. It was called Stoplight SMP. I think most of the videos are still up on my channel, but they might be taken down by the time this goes out, because I didn't really like my recording for it. So, and plus I didn't record the first. I recorded the first session and the last, but the last for me only lasted like 10 minutes, so I didn't post it. And the first, I had no visuals for anything, so I posted like a 1-minute apology. But yeah, so yeah, please consider subscribing, because it really helps me out a lot. And I'm actually about to meet my first friend or teammate for the session. Across yonder, you might have seen a player. That person's name is Vanta. And they were super chill and kind throughout the entire session, and helped me get some resources. But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to hear any of this conversation. Yeah. This sucks. So, I'm telling Vanta about where I died, and like to be careful over there. And eventually Vanta invites, or I ask if I can join Vanta's team, and Vanta agrees, as long as their teammates agree. So, yeah. So, this is like kind of like the main base of operations of my team. As you can see, there's a lot of members here. We have a really big team, actually. So, while I am at the base doing some random stuff, let's discuss team members. We have Vanta, who doesn't really have a necessary role on the team, but is more just there because they're cool, obviously. Spongy is Spongy's not here as of like this recording, like right now. Oh yes, Spongy is right there. So that's Spongy. Spongy's really cool. And something you're about to notice is that I was actually put back up to green. The owner made a mistake and accidentally set everybody to green while Para was being set to yellow for getting a kill. So, we just didn't say anything. And the owner ended up finding out later and didn't really care. And so everyone was happy about it. I made an enchanter. This enchanter is rough. Oh, so yes, back to team members. We also have 6 feet under. 6 also does not have a necessary role in the team, but 6 is really cool. And 6 kind of built this area, and we all kind of like huddled around it. One shot of Depresso is kind of like our team's potion maker. Well, that's the goal anyways. And she is really cool. And you'll get to see quite a bit of her later in the session, because we ended up doing some stuff mining that was kind of entertaining. And then Moon is like kind of like our designated food getter. Moon spent the entire session almost killing fish. Not just any fish, salmon. Which is why all of us have on salmon heads and para, but we don't like para. Obviously, all of it is just jokes and just for the game. I don't have any actual beef with para, and neither does anyone on my team. So, yeah. Moon finished the session with 521 salmon kills. That's 1 salmon per kill. Moon fed our entire team plus other people. So, yeah. Moon was definitely an MVP of the team for the entire session. Definitely helping us out a lot. The mining trip. This mining trip wasn't very good. Technically the session is just about over, but the owner did give us like an extra hour of post session if we wanted to. So most of my team took advantage of that and helped grind to get better gear. But as of right now, I was trying to get diamonds for diamond armor. And Depresso, who was already in full diamond armor, offered to help me. And by offered, I mean I asked, and Depresso was like, sure, we only have like 10 minutes of the session left anyway, so I'm not going to build a house. So this mining trip was definitely something, and doesn't exactly go very great. But you'll see that in a minute, so, yeah. So, while you watch this mining session, let's talk about Parandix. Parandix became the only enemy of the group, formerly titled the Salmon Cult. And the way that he did it was certainly something. So, Para posed as an ally of the team for the majority of the session and followed me around like a lost puppy dog. But also did try to murder me several times and stole the enchanter. As you can see, I'm getting screwed up by a gang of skeletons here. And it's actually not that good for me, and I fall into water, thankfully. So I find this little safe area to like chill out at for a couple minutes and regenerate some health. When I turn back because my friend, Depresso, needed some help. But first, obviously, I have to kill all these zombies and these couple of creepers so that they don't kill me while I'm trying to swim back up. And it goes as okay as it can, just about. So yeah, Para stole the enchanter. We almost killed Para for it, actually. Para got down pretty low, trying to run away from us. In which Para then tried to become friends with us again. And while I was killing zombies, a creeper snuck up behind me and blew me to smithereens. But it's okay. You know why? Because thankfully I have a wonderful teammate who was right there. So I send Depresso to go after my stuff. I tell her to get my axe and the diamonds, as well as my salmon head, hopefully. Because that's all that was super important. Because everything else could either be remade or made using the diamonds. So, yeah. So, Depresso is going after my stuff as I try to make my way back. But as you can see, I get a ton of sugarcane. Because it was kind of like left out. And sugarcane in this mod pack, or data pack, it's very important because the recipe of TNT is changed from 4 sand, 5 gunpowder to 4 paper, 4 sand, and 1 gunpowder. Why paper? I'm not too sure. It's something that was changed in the Life series to make sand a little bit less dangerous to get. And we liked it, so we put it in. Because it just made sense to have it in there. But because of how easy it would make getting TNT, which would be needed as you become a red life and set up traps. So another thing is that this is hosted on a server, and sometimes servers can be a little bit notorious for lag. Lag was actually the reason why quite a few members died today. But the biggest one being shields didn't work sometimes. So if you say were, trying to get somebody's stuff back because they just died and you're in a cave, if you turn around and see, a creeper and you go to pull out your shield, sometimes it, well, how do I phrase this? Sometimes it won't necessarily work, and you'll die anyways because the creeper kills you through your shield. That cooked salmon came in clutch there. Thanks again to Moonlight for spending almost the entire session killing fish. Luckily, Depresso had some iron armor and a stone axe tucked away inside a chest after she made her diamond tools and armor. But yeah, it's fine. Depresso's on the case and getting my stuff, and I'm just gonna go help her out, make sure she can get it all, and then I can back her up so I can get out of the mine. As disaster strikes. Yeah, I wasn't telling you guys that shields didn't work for no reason. So now I'm in a race against the clock to go get me and Depresso's stuff. But this is where I'm going to end the video because after this, it's pretty much just boring farming stuff and getting levels for the enchanter. I did recover Depresso's stuff, and luckily there kind of wasn't another death, except there was. One of our teammates went down to red. Oh yeah, I almost died here because I was stupid and forgot how to play the game and place blocks. But yeah. So, one of our teammates was in a trial chamber trying to get a mace, and unfortunately died during the process. Twice, going down to a red name that was Spongy. But yeah, kind of a short video for a 4.5 hour recording, but it's really hard to have some of the funny stuff in there without anybody's audio. So it was really put in like a sucky spot. Oh, and I've been asked to try to keep my language PG-13, which, if you know anything about me, you know how difficult it is for me not to swear, because I have the mouth of a sailor. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you made it all the way through, consider hitting that like button and subscribing because it really helps the channel. I stream weekly most of the time. I'm really busy right now, so I haven't been able to record or stream much. I also have a Fear Nightfall video coming out soon that requires 10 hours of footage. So, yeah. Definitely check that out when it comes out. It should be coming out hopefully by the end of November. It's a lot of editing, so yeah. I got this done in like 20 minutes, or this video done in like 20 minutes, so it wasn't like a ton, but it definitely was some work. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, night, or evening, and goodbye.